It is always the perfect time to wear a fragrance that leaves an amazing scent trail, especially when it's cooler outside. I have picked some fantastic fragrances that will have you smelling incredible even after you have walked away. Stay tuned for fragrances with an amazing scent trail. You're probably asking yourself, how in the world would he know when a fragrance has a lasting scent trail or sillage? Well, every single one of these fragrances I have here has been vetted by various people confirming that they could smell me even after I have walked off. For some of you, I get it, this may be too much of a good thing. You don't want to be quite so loud. But if you are like me, then you will love these choices, as I always enjoy walking into someone else's amazing scent trail. We will go through a mix of fragrances, mostly for cooler weather, since we are currently in the later half of the year. Also, there are some designers and some niche fragrances in no particular order or ranking, since all of them are truly stellar fragrances. Since I have mentioned these are mostly for the later half of the year, there is one you could truly wear all year long. It also comes in a sport, which is an even lighter version of this fantastic performer. I'm talking about the new Dior Homme from 2020. This beauty right here. It's created by François Desmarchis. This is a new way forward for the Dior Homme line, with cashmere and elemi, and it's pushed out into the air with some ISOE Super. This masculine stellar performer doesn't radiate too far from your body, but as you walk away, it stays behind for others to enjoy for a little while. For a lighter approach, you can also use the Dior Homme Sport version, which adds some aldehydes to this already stellar fragrance if you want it a little bit lighter for the really hot days. Both of these are exceptional fragrances. And as I'm wearing more and more of these for the last couple of years, I really truly enjoy them, and they do stay in the air beautifully as you walk off. Up next, I will have a fragrance from 2016. It is Noir Ombre from Issey Miyake. This gem belongs in the Lotus family of Issey Miyake. Beautiful fragrance. Noir Ombre is often a little harder to find online nowadays, but it is worth the continuous look online until you actually get lucky. This is an ambery sweet vanilla, and it has a little bit of leather that smells fantastic in the air, and it is one of my favorites from the line. Let's give it a spray. It's been a minute. Man, it's so good. Then again, if you look at the Issey Miyake's line, it has a number of fragrances that are really, really good. Like you could choose, for instance, Polaris. Let me just show you a couple of other ones. You could use Polaris, also a little bit harder to find, but a great fragrance also stays in the air. Another one, for instance, would be, if you can find it online, it would be Pulse of the Night. Also a wonderful fragrance from Issey Miyake. This one is a little bit on the powdery side. You know, another one that's a little bit easier to find is going to be Noir Argent right here. You can find this one pretty readily available. Also a beautiful fragrance, and it smells absolutely stunning as you walk away. Most often they leave a unique and beautiful scent trail, especially this one right here, the Noir Ombre. For the next one, let's look at our first niche fragrance, and it's going to be Oud Vanille or Vanille from Mancera. This one right here. Yeah, the reason I still have this one in my hand is because the bottles look very similar as far as their transition is concerned. You just have to turn it around and you realize that the bottle gets from light to dark in the same sort of auburny, kind of warm wood look. Quite beautiful. Most of the fragrances from Mancera you can find online for a really, really good price, since this is more of a sort of entry-level niche fragrance. Now, don't let this fool you though. The quality and performance is often better than some of the more expensive niche fragrances. I really enjoy this Oud Vanille in the winter, just like the Noir Ombre, but it is mostly going to be dominated by agar wood and vanilla, combined with some cardamom. This is a warm and cozy, very, very powerful fragrance that will stay on your clothes for days. Just like another one, which is also from Mancera, Less is More. This is Red Tobacco, also a fabulous fragrance that will leave a great scent trail in the air. Now you can rest assured, Oud Vanille will give you a beautiful sillage for anyone that steps into your footsteps. Just make sure whether you use Oud Vanille, which is a beautiful vanilla oud fragrance, gorgeous. Or whether you decide to go for like a red tobacco, less is more. But one thing is for sure, you will smell amazing with these two from Mancera. Let's do one more powerful fragrance where you have to watch your sprays, even in the cold. My next one is going to be Xerjoff's Alexandria II. This one has been out since 2012, but it is still a favorite of mine. This is an elegant, powerful niche fragrance, a bit more on the pricey side. However, you will only need one bottle, as this one will last you for years, since you don't really need many sprays at all. Alexandria II has a big sort of scent profile of rosewood, cinnamon, with a touch of dark smokiness from the agar wood. This lingers in the air for quite a while. It is a palatable oud fragrance. If performance is your middle name, then this might just be a winner for you, because its longevity and sillage are really hard to beat. It's a beautiful one, powerful and strong, and it has a wonderful sillage as somebody else walks into it. Love this one from Xerjoff. Okay, let's dial it back a little bit with the price. At least a little bit. This next one also has a phenomenal scent profile. And the longevity is really amazing. It is going to be the 2021 Elixir from Dior. This Elixir is the favorite one for me out of the Sauvages. I truly love the licorice note that's in this one. It lends Elixir sort of a melancholy, reminiscent vibe of the 80s. Truly, truly gorgeous. This Sauvage is still a little bit more on the expensive side due to the fact that you only get a 60 milliliter bottle for around 150. Now, I do know that, or I believe there's 100 ml out there now. They made a bigger one for people that really, truly love it, which sets you back around 200 US. It is still up there in price, but the performance and scent profile of nutmeg, grapefruit, lavender, licorice is truly unique, and you can wear this one just about anywhere. You know, in my opinion, it is what people remember about you after you walk away matters most. What do you think about that? Do you agree with that? Let me know in the comments. Also, before we go on to the next one, I'd like to thank you for spending time with me. I know it's the holidays and you're having a wonderful time. Thank you for being here. I also want to remind you to give this video a like if you find it helpful. Perhaps even subscribe for more fragrance content. Share it with your friends if they need some help finding a new fragrance. I'm sure they will be grateful to you for helping them spend their money. Remember, our fragrance journey begins with but one single scent. Like I promised, the next two are from the same designer. Most of the fragrances from Tom Ford are of really, really great quality, and many of them could be in this list. The two I've picked for this video is going to be the first one, Black Orchid. This one is the Eau de Toilette concentration from 2015, and I also picked the Noir Extreme Parfum. Yes, you could also use the Black Orchid Parfum. All the orchids are slightly feminine, but I don't really mind. They will still get plenty of compliments with the notes of orchid, truffle, and patchouli. The Eau de Toilette has some smoke, while the 2020 Parfum will have the plum note and the note of rum. Both smell divine in the air and have a beautiful, beautiful scent trail. The relatively new 2022 Noir Extreme Parfum also has a slightly feminine note, and it's going to be the Bulgarian Rose. But the fragrance is more masculine due to the lavender and the gaiac wood. The main player is still going to be kulfi, the dessert from India that is sort of served frozen. Both the Eau de Parfum or the Parfum will give you a beautiful sillage. The Parfum, however, with the leather and gaiac wood will make this already exceptional fragrance just a tad bit darker. Earlier we had a lighter Dior, the first one, remember, the Dior Homme. Then we had another Dior, the Elixir, with the 80s sort of licorice vibe. There's one more Dior worth mentioning due to its amazing sillage, and it is the Fahrenheit Le Parfum from 2014. Now, I thought to myself, okay, that's the third Dior that we're going to have in here, but we cannot do a list like this with an amazing sillage without including this beauty of a scent. The Le Parfum also has a licorice note, but this time it doesn't lend the Le Parfum the same nostalgia that the Sauvage Elixir did. Instead, this one is a sweet vanilla suede with the original Fahrenheit sitting in the background. Beautifully, beautifully done. The original Fahrenheit 1988 is a classic, and I still also wear this one today. The 2014 Fahrenheit Le Parfum is a stellar flanker with a beautiful sillage that you also, just like the original, you will want to wear this one over and over again, year after year. Next up, we'll do a Turkish fragrance house, and it's Nishane. I've picked Ani from 2019. The perfumer behind this creation is Cecile Sorokian. She's an independent perfumer with a really great name. That's why I mentioned it. Cecile Sorokian. Beautiful. Ani is a beautiful fragrance with an amazing sillage of sparkly ginger, bergamot combined with some cardamom and a soft Turkish rose. It's a little bit on the sweeter side, sparkly. All that is veiled in vanilla, benzoin, patchouli, and the note of musk. This one is sparkly, light, sweet, and dense all at the same time. This one is a slightly feminine leaning fragrance that is beautiful in the air. Just make sure you monitor your sprays on this one, just like with a lot of fragrances in this list. Don't spray under your nose, like anywhere right here, because this one can get too much very, very easily after a while. So just spray it on the outside, maybe on your arms as you move. Try to not spray it right here because this one will be a little bit too much after a while. But if you are in the mood for some chestnut this season, then Maison Margiela, or the House of Margiela, has a great one called By the Fireplace from 2015. This one right here. This one lands in many, many fragrance lists for people for the winter, has a wonderful sillage. It's on the smoky side of fragrances, perfect for the cool days, gorgeous, woody vanilla with a note of chestnut and nice comforting cloves. The chestnut's role is really not that big in this one, as the intense Gaiac wood and Peru balsam are the star notes in this fragrance. This one is absolutely gorgeous in the air. Just wonderful for the season. But if you want something a little bit more on the chestnut side, then you could go with the 2022 release from Emporio Armani. And it is going to be stronger with you, absolutely. And this one right here, you're going to pump up the vanilla and the chestnut, scrap the smoke, and hit it with a dash of rum. Perfect for noses that like a sweeter fragrance for the season. Good one. Also, absolutely gorgeous with a gorgeous scent trail in the air for the season. There are two fragrances I've been wearing a lot lately. Both have the note of oud. Both have saffron and both have lavender. One sweetens the oud with nutmeg, patchouli, and musk. The other one sweetens the oud with praline. Both have a divine sillage. I'm talking about two amazing fragrances. The first one is going to be from Parfums de Marly, and it is Haultain. And the other one is going to be Oud for Greatness by the House of Initio. Both have a fantastic sillage, and I love both of these, and they are a joy to wear. Let me know in the comments, since they are similar, if you would like for me to do a side-by-side of these two amazing fragrances. I love wearing these right now in this season, and actually I wear these all year long because I truly love the way they smell. So let me know in the comments. As for now, I had a blast spending time with you. I hope my thoughts have helped you a little bit. If they did, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe for more fragrance content. Remember, our fragrance journey begins with but one single scent. Until next time, do take good care of yourself. always smell amazing, and I will talk to you soon.